Do you ever look at your Google Ads budget and feel like it's just vanishing? You're definitely not alone. So today, we're going to break down a really powerful tool called responsive search ads and talk about how they can stop that budget train and actually start making your phone ring. Let's get right into it.
So let me ask you, does this sound familiar? You're spending good money on Google Ads, and yeah, you're getting clicks, but the phone just isn't ringing. Your schedule isn't filling up with new jobs. It is an incredibly common, super frustrating problem, and it almost always points back to one big issue. Here's what that problem looks like in the real world. Just imagine for a second you're a plumber. You're running an ad for emergency services, but that ad shows up for someone who's just searching for parts for a do-it-yourself project. Out of curiosity, they click your ad. You pay for that click, but they were never, ever going to hire you. That's what we call a mismatched ad, and it's one of the main reasons ad budgets get totally wasted.
Now, a mismatch like that doesn't just happen by accident. It's usually the result of a kind of outdated way of thinking about advertising. I like to call it the one-ad-fits-all problem. You see, the old way was to just write one single static ad and basically hope for the best, hope that it would somehow appeal to everyone. But think about it. When you try to talk to everybody at the same time, you end up having a perfect conversation with almost nobody.
And that right there is the heart of the issue. It is nearly impossible to write one ad that perfectly captures every single type of customer search. I mean, someone with a burst pipe in their basement is in a completely different frame of mind than someone who's just casually planning a bathroom remodel for next year. One ad just can't speak to both of them effectively. Thankfully, Google realized this was a huge problem, and they built a much smarter system to fix it. And that solution is called responsive search ads, or RSAs for short. Honestly, the easiest way to think about them is like a menu at a restaurant. Instead of serving just one fixed dish, you give Google's AI a whole menu of ingredients, a bunch of different headlines and descriptions. Then, Google's AI acts like the chef, mixing and matching those ingredients to create the perfect custom-made ad for each and every person who searches.
And get this is where it gets really powerful. If you just give Google 15 headlines and 4 descriptions, which isn't that many, you are giving its AI over 2,700 different ad combinations to work with. That is a massive amount of testing that's happening automatically, behind the scenes, all to find the absolute best message for your customers.
Okay, so theory is one thing. Let's make this real and see how it actually works in practice. We'll stick with our plumber example.
It's a really simple 3-step process. First, you provide the ingredients. That's your job. Second, Google's AI, the chef, starts mixing and matching in real time. And third, the perfect ad gets served up to exactly the right customer at exactly the right moment.
So, as the plumber, you'd start by providing a list of headline ingredients, like these. And notice how they all serve a different purpose, right? 24/7 emergency service is all about that urgency. Fast clog drain repair solves a very specific problem. And 5-star local plumbers is all about building trust.
Then you'd add a couple of description ingredients to add a little more detail and a really clear call to action, telling people what you want them to do next.
All right, so all of our ingredients are in the system. Now let's watch the magic happen when a customer actually starts searching online.
So imagine a customer is in a total panic. Their basement is flooding and they search for emergency plumber near me. Google's AI instantly sees that word emergency. It grabs your most relevant headline and builds an ad that leads with 24/7 emergency service. Boom. That's a perfect match for what they need right now.
But now a totally different customer comes along. They're not in a panic, they just have an annoying clogged drain. They search for best plumber for clogged drain. This time, the AI serves them a completely different ad, one that highlights your fast clogged drain repair headline. The system is adapting on the fly. It's showing the right message to the right person at the right time.
Now, this ability to adapt isn't just some cool tech feature. It has a direct, and I mean direct, impact on how efficiently your ad dollars are spent.
When you boil it all down, here's what's happening. Responsive ads are just way more relevant to what people are actually searching for. So instead of paying for a bunch of random, mismatched clicks, you're paying for clicks from people who are seeing a message that speaks directly to their problem.
And the bottom line for your business is incredibly simple. Higher relevance means you stop wasting money on clicks from people who are just browsing, and you start paying only for clicks from people who are actually likely to pick up the phone and hire you.
Okay, I want to give you a quick insider tip here. When you create these ads in Google, you'll see a score called ad strength. A lot of people get really obsessed with trying to get that score to say excellent. But here's the thing, Even Google themselves will tell you that this score is just a guide. It doesn't actually determine how well your ad performs. The only score that really matters is how many jobs you're booking.
So if there's just one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. Better, more relevant ads are the absolute key to wasting less money and, most importantly, booking more jobs.
It's as simple as that.
So, that's the core idea behind responsive search ads. And hopefully that helps clear things up.
If you found this explanation useful, make sure you subscribe. We're always putting out practical, no-fluff insights just like this one to help service businesses grow.
You know, at Proper Marketers, this is what we do day in and day out. We help service businesses turn their Google ad spend into actual phone calls and real booked jobs.
So we'll leave you with one final question to think about. Is your ad budget really working as hard for your business as it could be? Thanks so much for watching.